Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are seeing this. My name is Chris Elliott of the Elliott team at RE/MAX Action Real Estate. I'm a local realtor here in the greater Richmond area, coming to you today with your weekly housing market update. Today is Monday, May the 11th. We are time dating all of this information, as hopefully by the time you're seeing this, the world hasn't ended. But wanted to come to you guys with some quick information, and hopefully we can deliver this to you in 10 minutes or less. All right, so the big story last week was the unemployment. The most recent labor statistics report came out. You probably saw that in the news. Over 33 million people have filed for unemployment now. I think it's 33.4, which is certainly a big number. If you look at the graphic above my shoulder, the good news is it seems to be that the number of people week by week that are filing for unemployment does seem to be trending downward or tapering off a little bit, but certainly still a large majority of people that have filed for unemployment. That being said, I think it is relevant to look at this at a percentage of the greater amount of people that are in the workforce. You know, if you look at the graphic, you'll see right now, as of and this is current through April the 12th, we have 14.7% of the workforce that is unemployed. I've seen stats. I think JP Morgan has said that's going to go to 20%. Even if it does, it is important to remind ourselves that if 20% of the people in this country are unemployed, that still means 80% or 4 out of 5 people are working, are still getting paid. And then another, I thought it was pretty interesting, a survey that was done of the people that have filed unemployment. They asked them, hey, do you think this is a temporary or a permanent unemployment? And 90% of those people said they thought their unemployment was temporary. So some good news there that you might not be seeing in the news media. Next slide is just looking at a breakdown from that labor statistics report. Once again, this information is current through April the 12th of the industries that these people that are filing for unemployment are in. So as you can see, roughly almost 40% of those people are in the food and service industries, as restaurants have been hit very, very hard, and bars during this time. 10% of those folks roughly are retail, and another 10% are temporary services. And then it kind of goes on down from there. So that's just a breakdown of the jobs that have been lost, kind of what industries they're in. All right, so now to real estate, which is why you really turned into this video. The good news is, despite all of the craziness that's going on in the world, despite all the negative and all the bad things that are happening between the health aspects, the economy as a whole, real estate has very much still been alive and well during this time. ShowingTime, the graphics I'm showing you right now. ShowingTime is a service that helps agents book showings on their listings. So ShowingTime is in a very unique position. They have all the data on showings throughout most of the major metropolitan markets in the United States, most of the major markets in Virginia included. And as you can see, throughout the state of Virginia, starting somewhere around the beginning of April, we definitely saw a drop off of the number of showings in the month of March. As you can see, it was kind of steady decline, but we kind of bottomed out in the first week of April, and then we started to trend upward, which is a very, very good sign, meaning the more and more people that are in the market are going out looking at properties. As you can see, it kind of dipped off yesterday, which was Sunday, Mother's Day, understandably. But for about the last month now, we've seen an increase in the number of showings, which is a very, very good sign, a healthy sign that real estate is still moving. Next slide, if you look at, and this is somewhat of a rudimentary graphic, that's because I put it together. But so what we've been doing since this all started, since March the 5th, we've been keeping track of the numbers in our local Central Virginia multiple listing service week by week. And this is a breakdown week by week, current through May the 6th, of the amount of active listings, so the amount of properties that are coming to market, and then pending listings, the amount of properties they're actually selling week by week. In my opinion, there's no... These are the two most important numbers to track if you just want a really simplified understanding of how the real estate market is doing. So as you can see, at no point during this whole pandemic has the number of properties that are selling, i.e. pending, gone below the amount of properties that are hitting the market. So if you're talking to anybody that's buying a home, selling a home, they will tell you that real estate is very much still alive and well for this reason. And this is another reason why we've been saying week over week that we're not expected to see price depreciation. We're not seeing sellers give their properties away. This is the reason right here. Now, if you look specifically In the last 4 weeks, pending listings have been up. This last week, they were down a little bit for whatever reason, but we've seen a healthy kind of uptrend in the amount of properties that are going under contract. But over the last 4 weeks, the amount of properties coming to market has been down. The week before last, we had 200 properties that came to the market. We had 402 properties that sold. So simple economics, supply is low, demand continues to be high. I know we had personally 2 listings that hit the market this past week, one at the $200,000 price point, one at the $300,000 price point. Both of those properties went under contract in just 2 days. We had showings booked throughout those 2 days. We had multiple offers on both properties. I even made an offer on a $350,000 house for a client. They lost it to a competing bid. So the simple economics here are that anybody that's hitting the market, especially in the lower end, they are selling. Those properties are selling like hotcakes just because the supply simply hasn't caught up. For anybody that's considering maybe, hey, is now a good time to hit the market? Hopefully, these numbers will show you that the real estate market is still alive and well. But what we are sharing with folks is there's a very unique opportunity in the market right now where we do expect inventory to creep up, here sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. We don't really know when that's going to happen, but what you got to realize, there's a lot of listings that came off the market when this all started. Sellers that just said, hey, I'm not comfortable with folks being in and out of my home. There's also a lot of sellers that were planning to hit the market that, just simply hit the pause button and kind of stopped in their tracks once this started to develop. I know we've got a number of clients in that position. So what we do expect a flood of inventory. It's still going to be a good time to sell, even if you wait till everybody else lists. We're still going to have low inventory, but there's a very, very good opportunity right now for anybody that's hitting the market just because there's simply a shortage of vacuum of inventory. And we are seeing homes sell very quickly. We're seeing very ambitious prices. I know with our clients, we're recommending not to go crazy, but to be a little bit ambitious on pricing. And we're still seeing listings sell very, very quickly. So very, very good opportunity for anybody looking to sell a home. So that was the market update for this week. In the interest of time, I'm going to cut it short. If you have a question or concern that I did not address, reply to the email, comment below, send me a direct message. We do want to be as much of a resource and value as we can during this time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.